Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Okay. Haven't done a top 5 in a while. And since it is the holiday season, I am going to mash both of those together. I am going to do a video on my top 5 Marvel comic Christmas themed stories. Now, understand what I say when I say Christmas theme. It doesn't necessarily mean the story itself is about Christmas or anything like that, though some of them are, but it just occurs around that time of year. And it may have some of that Christmas sentiment in it. But before we get off into it, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page. Sharing is important so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the top 5 Marvel Christmas themed stories. My top 5 Marvel Christmas themed stories. Number 5, we kicking off Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 7. Obvious on the cover. Merry Christmas, world, and goodbye. Why is this a great Christmas themed story? Well, let me show you, man. Okay, right there. And if we look real close, there's a calendar to the left of Claire Temple that says December 24th. So it is Christmas Eve. Jingle Bombs, a story by Steve Englehart, whose run I enjoyed on Avengers, and of course, George Tuska, whose art I enjoy a whole lot less than Billy Graham. But he was repping, so got to give him some props. Jingle Bombs, all the effing way. I'm sorry, that was actually a Scrooge-looking mug outside beating on somebody. So he's dressed up like Jacob Marley, Ebenezer Scrooge, something like that. So he's smacking his little kid around. Luke Cage comes out, and Luke Cage got his hand up like, please make the pimp hand strong. Whap him. He slapped my man. My man was like, ooh, okay, you slapping folks, huh? Well, I'm bust you across your face with this stick. But it does nothing to Luke Cage. Now, this guy is still doing he's crazy. That's what you need to know. This cat's crazy. And he's gonna pop up like 3-4 more times in the comic book, dressed up 3 or 4 different ways, and somehow manages to knock Luke Cage out. And there is also a more tender moment on this day. Luke Cage walking his girl home, grabs a snowball, and she already know what's going on. So she like, take that, Luke. And so there's lots of playing and giggling, and she's running away. And of course, Luke Cage like, gotcha. And they have a Christmas moment, kissy kiss. Oh, isn't that special? Now here go this crazy fool again. And this time he got a laser pistol. Look like I had enough of this shit. Bum rushes my man. Get some. Luke Cage. Remember, Luke Cage is a pretty heavy, strong fella. And just like that, like nothing, shakes it off. Luke Cage gives him another pimp slap. 'Tis the season to be slapping, apparently. He's shooting lasers, and Luke Cage looked concerned because he ain't sure. This is earlier in his career. He ain't sure if his steel hard skin could shake off a laser. But I think at this point he has had he will fight Dr. Doom, so he'll learn that his body can shake off lasers. Long story short, this guy's a kook. And he's beating on Luke Cage and he ain't doing nothing. So ultimately, he takes a powder, as they used to say back in the day. But long story short, here he is again. Luke catches him and takes him to the police. The guy escapes from the police, knocks Luke Cage out, puts him in chains, and tells him he's got an atomic bomb that he gonna blow up the city with. But we all know chains don't stop Luke Cage. And my man probably would have did what he was going to do if there wasn't some rustling in the chimney. And he ends up taking the cat out, destroyed his machine, and someone falls through the chimney. Okay, it's been a hard year. I ain't got time to jump on guys that are falling through the chimney. So, bruh, let's just take it easy tonight. Peace on earth, goodwill towards all men. And Luke Cage handled it like that. My next story is a Wolverine comic. Wolverine number 49. I believe it's volume 3 from 2003. So a little more recent. Now, what I like about this book, his name Logan. Most call him Wolverine. He's the best there is at what he does. But it ain't shopping. And here he is at Lacey's. And he runs into some folks that he don't necessarily feel good about running into. You know, the people at the mall. It's like, can I interest you in this scent? Can I interest you in this scent? Yes, the scent of sex, Panther. Panther. Interesting. He didn't want to be bothered. And she like, ooh, you're an extremely attractive man. And she trying to get, I don't know if you've ever been in the mall and seen them pushy ass people at them kiosks that just be like, oh, I got to sell this to you. You can't do without it. Wolverine, the wrong one to be running up on like that. And he bumps into another chick. And she got cologne or perfume, excuse me, in her eyeball. And this guy rolls up, who is obviously a bodyguard, and calls Wolverine Warthog Boy. He must not know who he's dealing with, huh? They must not know who they dealing with, huh? And Wolverine getting ready to give him what for. But that chick, she dead ass. She like, hey, what you doing later? What you doing later, little short hairy man? He ain't trying to be bothered with Santa Claus's scrawny little helper. Logan need a little more junk in the trunk. Kitty Pryde done sent him out Christmas shopping. Now, later on, we find out that there's an elf cult at the mall causing problems. And these elves ain't playing. These elves is get it. They loaded for bear, and they getting ready to handle some business. Or should I say, handle some robbery? But then those cats are getting gatted. But the main dude is all John McClane on him. I mean, running. He running from the crazy gat wielding elves. Down Santa's chute. Now, my man Pentner, I think is his name, the head bodyguard, is running. And he's like, damn, I'm all the way down on the first floor. And he's like, I can do this. I gotta save her. And he's probably not alone. Of course he's not alone, because this is Wolverine's comic book, who says he feels funny fighting people smaller than him. Or should I say gutting people smaller than him? He says, I think I like it. Long story short, Pentner and Wolverine are going to team up. And there she is with her explosive vest on with the Black Christmas. Meanwhile, his henchmen are catching John McClane beatdowns Wolverine style. And did they find a bomb? According to Wolverine and his nose, yes. But we were able to get rid of it. But that still doesn't do anything about the vest on her. Make a little note there. She's got a little bit of that perfume on her glasses still. Here come Wolverine and Pentner spreading their own brand of Christmas cheer. And like the bad guys always do, explosive distractions. But Wolverine been in the game a while, so he know distractions. And there's the explosions. And there's people running out of the mall. Look at them go. Look at them go. And at the same time, you got department store Santas, and y'all know how it go. They hiding. They hiding in the crowd, right? We've lost her. But everybody that knows, Wolverine knows the nose. There they are, snuck out with Santa Claus gear on. And they look to be in Rockefeller Plaza. But look who found them. See, and Wolverine, like always, breaks it down. It's amazing how strong certain perfumes are. I mean, some you can smell from blocks away, even when they're just accidentally sprayed on a girl's glasses. At least I can. This number 3 story, I know you recognize. It is the Ultimates, Volume 3, Issue 1, and with the famous, well, you'll see in a second. Why is this one of my favorites? Because Black Widow and Tony Stark filmed a porno, even though Black Widow's dead now. Wow. Take note of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, the ultimate versions. Yep, Tony Stark made porno movies with the Black Widow. I wonder how that would have played out in the MCU. Ooh, she's sweating to the oldies. And Hawkeye tired of looking. Pietro and his sister got something they need to attend to. Well, if y'all know the deal with Ultimate Pietro and Wanda, these pornos have probably got them a little worked up. Is Natasha getting ready to go? Never mind. Let's get to the action. Thor through the wall, courtesy of Venom. But my man T'Challa, the Black Panther, putting it on him for the holidays. Putting it on him hard for the holidays. But he don't like what T'Challa did to him, so throws him a couple hundred blocks. And Valkyrie, who's pissed off that he hit Thor, and she just wow. Anyway, Venom can take a cut like that. Venom takes the sword. He's getting ready thicker. But the aforementioned Thunder God intervenes. Now, here is the famous scene. I may be overstepping my boundaries, but he's talking about her clothing, that her clothing is freaky deaky and she shouldn't dress like that, basically. Look at Petra. You come near my sister again, I kill you. And Steve, with his 1940 sensibilities, can't understand that they love each other. She's trying to explain it to him. No, they don't love each other like that. They are in love. Bad. They didn't have incest back in the 40s? Of course they did. Yeah. Well, Hawkeye said that porn will pale in comparison when somebody find out we got incestuous team members. Unless we do something about it. Now, here are Wanda and Pietro out enjoying Radio City Music Hall during the holidays when and they're celebrities because people were taking pictures. And all of a sudden, he was about to bust slobs in public with his sister until bang. And at the end of the day, as fast as Pietro is, and even though he gets to the bullet and catches it, it went through his hand. Aww. So that means, long story short, Scarlet Witch is dead. And that set off didn't set off, but it just continues a spree of murders that resulted in the Ultimate Universe just getting. Now, this John Head, Power Man and Iron Fist Annual 1. Sweet Christmas. Sweet Christmas? I like that cover. Sweet Christmas? It's a family issue too. These little creatures right here, called Schnookies, are the toy to have this year. And this strange looking fellow at Toyverse, would you buy a toy from that guy? Nah, me neither. Long story short, Luke and Danny are out with Danielle. And they're looking for Schnookies. And he's singing the Schnookie song to him. And Of course, as much like we would expect, Luke Cage is playing Scrooge. And there's Danny with Danielle showing her the schnookies. And they are in the department store having a good old time. I'm ready for Danielle to start kicking some butt. Maybe not in this comic, but eventually. And Jessica is not a good parent. What is Luke Cage's fascination with the color little, with the color yellow, excuse me? Hush, little homie, don't you cry. Hush, little homie, don't you cry. That is not what this comic book is about. Hey, is that a Santa Claus with a pitchfork? They're still singing Snooki songs, but let's do the reveal, shall we? Remember the creepy dude selling toys? He's the Krampus. Oh. And dude with the pitchfork, of course, is none other than, if you ain't figured it out yet, how often do you get to see a comic book based on a Christmas theme with Damon Hellstrom in it? Son of Satan Santa? Try saying that fast 5 times. Damon Hellstrom wants the Krampus to taste his fury. But the Krampus is ready. And Damon Hellstrom ends up tasting the Krampus's fury. Long story short, lots of Snooki fighting. And eventually, this guy shows up to save the day. Ooh. 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 And the Krampus catches it. Rock the bells. I like that. Hip hop. Demons be gone. Yep. Boom bap. Rock the bells. Boom bap. That is a hip hop reference that most people will not get. And no, that is not Odin. Damon Hellstrom knows who he is? Yes, y'all. Santa Claus saves the Moon Day. And that is the best part about this comic. And our final entry is Silent Night, Moon Knight one shot. And this one's really cool. I like this one. Lawrence Campbell, who I believe was the artist on one of the other comics, but I think he does a much better job in this one. Robbers are robbing Santa Claus. Why would you rob Santa Claus? That is 100% uncool. And these two guys pull up to the car and see this. Do not want to see this because what you are about to see is one of the nicest Christmas snow action sequences ever. Boom. Tell me that's not a clean picture. That is a clean picture. You got the moon in the back, Moon Knight dropping down, getting ready to handle him. And boy, is he going to handle one of them. This was the hyper violent Moon Knight who didn't care about breaking stuff and leaving people just all effed up beyond comprehension. Guys busting shots. Why'd you do that? Snap, crackle, pop. 'Tis the season to get beat up. Ouch. Bet he broke some knuckles. He like, bro, where you at? Bro, man, like, shit, my arm broke. I ain't been fooling around with this cat. Now, Mark Spector, like he always is having a crazy moment where he's talking to somebody who ain't there. And so Moon Knight's just like, you know what I'm gonna do with you? Smash. Put my man through the car windshield. So yeah. If you have ever bumped into a car windshield, you know they're pretty solid and it take a lot of force to put somebody through a windshield like that. My man ain't gonna be eating right no more. And so while in pursuit of this other guy, he's stopping and seeing Christmas moments. That almost looks like Peter and Mary Jane. Pressing on. Oh, I see him. Why don't I do something to him? Yeah, let's throw one of my crescent darts at him. Ouch. Hit him across the head with it, so now he got a cut on his head. He should be easy to track with a broke arm and a cut head. Meanwhile, that's not the biggest story. Marlene, who we all know and love so well, is at home making Christmas dinner. Or at least she's trying to. Wow. Dried out turkey. That's why I'm not having turkey this year. And then she drops it on the ground. Oh, you got to be careful this time of year. She's like, I'm going to leave that shit on the floor. I'll pick it up later. I'll pick it up now. These kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? This is why you can't go eat at everybody's house for Christmas dinner. You don't know who's dropping stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Marlene said, "The hell with it. I'm gonna get effed up." Now this guy has jacked these people's car. And is getting ready to run Moon Knight over. But anybody who knows anything about Moon Knight, again, another great picture. Anybody who knows anything about Moon Knight knows that he can take a lot of punishment. I think. And my man runs into a pole. You got him. Yeah, you did. But it takes more than that to stop the Moon Knight. And he gonna put it in reverse, try to finish the job. Okay, I don't think Mark Spector is going to stand there a second time. And of course, he does not. And my man's pumping shots, and that's not doing any good. You in trouble. Damn, he tossed you out of the car, out of a moving car. Huh. That should be self-explanatory. And I treat him like a cop. You done made me chase you all over town. I'm gonna really beat your ass now. Yo, come on, man. It's Christmas. Anyway. And back to Marlene. After waiting for a long ass time for Mark and a few drinks later, Mark shows up. And of course, he's got a Norman Osborn cut on his arm. I mean, not a Norman Osborn, a Peter Parker cut. Bike messenger clipped me. But Marlene knows who Mark is, so it don't matter. He said, Mark, you're bleeding. He's like, am I? I slipped on some ice. I guess everyone slips. So she like, let's just go get in the bed and do the nasty. That's how you spend Christmas. That's how you spend Christmas. I ain't gonna say ho, 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 but that's how you spend Christmas. That's it. Those are my top 5 choices. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, yo, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Happy holidays.